Hello and welcome to the Hordes Right Back film review. This week we're going to be reviewing The Last Jedi. Now this video is going to be spoiler heavy. So this video is going to be full to the brim with spoilers. This is going to be more of a ramble, a little bit more of a discussion of some of the points of the movie that I didn't quite like, or things that stuck out to me for one reason or another. So this is your last call to get the hell out of here if you don't want this bloody movie spoiled for you. Right then, without further ado, and before I take a quick swig of my coffee, let us dive headfirst into the review! At last I can talk about spoilers with The Last Jedi. Spoilers for The Last Jedi! I had to say it loud as best I possibly can do, bearing in mind I'm coming down with a cold. Just on the off chance you're watching this inadvertently, YouTube's been a dick and put it in some kind of auto-generated playlist for you. You've not seen The Last Jedi, you don't want it spoilt for you, and now you're manically trying to find the next video in your playlist to avoid any spoilers for this. So, last call, spoilers now, let us go. For anybody who missed my non-spoiler review, I have to say that, to reiterate a few points from that, I did thoroughly enjoy this movie, almost from start to finish. I think the major point that I panicked a little bit came from the start of the movie, when we had the wacky phone call between Poe Dameron and General Hux. My God, the opening for this movie, aside from that, was fantastic. A great action sequence, really. People talk about wanting grit within the Star Wars universe. I think that this was probably the better moment of it. It was fantastic. The whole action sequence itself was great. Poe Dameron just flying in towards the enemy dreadnought, shooting up the gun batteries, and then those very slow bombers. Whatever happened to B-Wings or Y-Wings or whatever they're called? I'm not guessing, must have been all blown up in the last movie or something. So they went for the heavy Slave One looking ones. Whatever. Like I was saying, I think that the whole discussion bit, the whole phone call between Hux and Poe was really pushing it. It felt more like something out of Spaceballs movie than it did Star Wars. There were people in a screening room that I was watching this with just looking at each other, kind of wondering what the hell was going on. And the fact that it ended with a your mum joke, I mean, Christ, Jesus Christ. I just felt like they were Joss Whedon it so hard that, yeah, I was half expecting Captain America or Iron Man to leap out at any moment. Thankfully, we never really got any moments quite as odd or off-putting as that. Yeah, there was the odd joke here and there that felt a little bit out of place, but at least it felt more with keeping within the universe itself. Awkward edit point to cover up the fact that I have a bad cold at the moment. I have to say, though, whilst I did enjoy the opening action sequence, it did kind of set the tone of the movie, at least as far as the action sequences were concerned. They escaped the rebel planet. They're there, they're making a great getaway, and it's at that moment you think we're going to have a bit of a quiet moment to reflect, taking what's just happened, other things happened in the previous movie, maybe a sad, teary-eyed moment for Han Solo, they have some kind of makeshift funeral. No, the First Order, they've managed to lock onto them. Now, at this point I thought to myself, oh, wait, maybe Kylo Ren or Grand Imperial Emperor Lord Snooky he's using the Force to lock onto Princess Leia, and that's how that. No, they're not. They have a magical device that allows them to track people through hyperspace now. Yeah, like it's a bit of a stretch, but okay. Maybe they're gonna get away from it. A little bit of a tense moment, and then they'll finally get away. Then we'll have the no. It's just more of an action sequence. The entire movie felt kind of like a Disney-fied, sanitized, less bloody, less violent, less gritty, less cutting-edge version of Fury Road. I loved Fury Road, and I did love this movie, but it was just constant, this long chase sequence. It really does feel like it's only been a matter of hours since the previous movie. There's not this kind of hard-cut, sit-down, take-a-breather moment that we had in the previous Star Wars movies, in the previous second and third parters. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means they're actually taking this movie in a different direction, that it's subverting expectation. This entire movie should be called Star Wars Subverting Expectation, at just about every single moment you think something's going to happen, almost the exact opposite happens, you know? You think that Princess Leia has been killed off. She hasn't. She awkwardly force pulls herself into the rebel ship. You think that Kylo Ren is going to kill Rey, and then Emperor Lord Snooky is gonna continue on for the rest of the series. No, he gets sliced in half, and then pulls a silly face. Oh, bloody hell. Grand Imperial Lord Snoke, he's been a bit of a cock tease for some of the fans, hasn't he? They were half expecting him to be the next Emperor Palpatine, but no, he just he just died like a chump. I like the way that he died. I liked how unexpected it was, but it does kind of feel like, oh, so our big evil bad guy for the last part of this series is just going to be angry Darth Vader fanboy. Oh. No, to be fair, I do like Kylo Ren. I like it. I think he's a fantastic character. He's a more interesting bad guy than we've ever had before, more or less. He says, awkwardly quoting something that George Lucas once said about Jar Jar Binks. I think that he's a great character, but I find it odd now that at the end of the movie, given almost the rules and the logic of the second part in a trilogy, it's not quite as ambiguous. This doesn't really feel quite as dark or as uncertain of an ending or as a movie than we've had with all the trilogies. Usually what happens at this point in a trilogy is that our characters look off into the horizon, not really sure about where to go next. The future looks bleak and dark, but there's that slight shed of hope that they may save the day in the end. With this movie, the First Order is without its Grand Imperial Emperor Lord Imperial Leader. The new guy that's in charge of it is kind of an impulsive dumbass, and his psychic really wants him out of the way so he can take control of it, which may set up an interesting plot in the next movie where maybe the First Order splinters off into two segments. Maybe not. But, you know, they're more or less staggered and uncontrollable. They don't really know what's going to happen. They've lost a lot of their ships when Lady Candyfloss Hair sacrificed herself, a character that I don't remember the name of because I don't think she was really well established. Maybe she's a character from Rebels or the Clone Wars, or maybe she's in the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video game and you can only find out about her backstory by paying for a loot box or something. I don't know. I think that she wasn't very well established in this movie by the fact that she's some kind of resistance badass who's mates with Leia. Nothing else is really known about her aside from that. And when I did notice it was a bit of a goof and error with the movie, by all means, IMDb, take this if you really want to. As the Rebel transport ship was pulling out of the big Rebel ship, and you saw Laura Dern stood there, her usually purple hair went back to a normal brownish shade in the light. I don't know if it was bad editing or the fact that her hair for the entirety of the movie was CGI to be that colour rather than dyed, but, you know, whatever. What was I talking about there? Oh yeah, the ending. And of course the Rebels themselves have managed to escape, even if there's only like 12 of them now. Which, yeah, they've saved the day, but there's only a few of them left. And at that moment we should have like an ambiguous thing of Leia looking a little bit concerned, but now we end the movie with one of those kids from the Casino Royale planet doing a little bit with the Force, which I suppose is setting up that there's more Force users in the galaxy, which Rey is going to try and recruit into a new Jedi temple, despite the fact that Luke and Yoda both think that the Jedi should end. Oh, speaking of Yoda, when he first appeared, that felt a little bit, well, I can't say it's Uncanny Valley because he was a puppet to begin with, but he just looked a little bit odd. Maybe it was the new effect of the Force Ghosts didn't really sit well with the puppet and the lighting, but he looked a little bit odd to me, but whatever. It was nice seeing him. I really didn't expect to see it. There was a little bit teary-eyed moment when you got Luke being reunited with him. Kind of wish we had maybe a bit with Obi-Wan, or maybe even Anakin. I know that would have required a bit more CGI and getting Ewan McDonald and Ewan McGregor and Hans Christian Andersen or whoever it was that played Anakin in the prequels to wear a beard or something, but that would be nice to like tie it all together. Previous Jedi Masters all coming round and giving him advice and in this moment of difficulty for him. Then Yoda just clicks and destroys the ancient Jedi tree because, you know, Force Ghosts can do that now. And then it finds out that all the books that they wanted destroyed, Rey has them. So if they really wanted the Jedi Order to be destroyed now, yeah, well, they're not. I suppose we need them so we can sell more toys. We're in the money. We're in the money. Oh yeah, the whole thing with the Casino Royale planet, I know a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people said, well, you know, at the end of the day, it was kind of a pointless bit. Well, to be fair though, the characters at the time didn't really know it was pointless. They were doing it to save the day. As far as I was concerned, they were going to more or less succeed with it, and then we'd have a great final space battle sequence. We didn't really have that because it went tits up because Benicio del Toro's character betrayed them. A character that, yet wasn't really developed that well because it was only in the movie for like 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes I spent going to the toilet. So I don't know what his backstory was. Maybe it was bigger and more bold than it actually was, but I didn't see it. I thought this was the preordained quiet part in the movie where people can stretch their legs, maybe have a lie down and something. But yeah, it was in the movie, he did his thing, and then he betrayed them. I thought it was a great twist. I thought that, yeah, it, again, twisted your expectations, which again seems to be the point of this movie. Quantum Phantasm was there again. You know, I've got a feeling they're going to bring her back for the third movie as well. Because why the fuck not? Why not? She was supposedly killed off in the last movie. She's been bauble-fetted in this movie. Why not bring her back a third time? Maybe in that movie she'll actually do something. Or is there a whole point in this series to just be a massive cock tease to the fanboys who write their big fan theory videos? You know, just how ambiguous this movie ends. All the fan theory people, their heads are just going to melt now. They're not going to know what to do. This movie wasn't The Empire Strikes Back 2.0, so where did they go from here? They can't just think it out. They can't just plot it through. Or something, I don't know. I'm starting to get delirious from my cold starting to develop more, so I'll just wrap the review up, or ramble, or whatever it's been, and just say I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Yeah, there were some points that didn't really land for me. Leia flying into the Jedi ship. I thought that would have been the best moment to kill her off, you know, when the cockpit blew up, because for whatever reason, as soon as Carrie Fisher died, everyone's there like, oh, well, they're going to have to re-edit the movie now. They're going to have to take her out and kill her off in this one. And I thought they weren't going to do that, but just in case, maybe they were. Because as soon as the thing got shot, it looked as though she was awkwardly CGI'd out of the shot. Which made me think, oh, they've rectified this, they've changed this scene. So now that she gets CGI'd about. Another awkward edit point, because I'm really starting to get ill now. You know, it felt as though that she was going to die at that moment, but then she awkwardly forces her way into the ship. And then you had the Admiral lady saying, I regret to tell you that Princess Leia has... And I think at this point, she's died. She's very, very unwell. And it's, oh, for fuck's sake. And then she spends the rest of the movie looking like bloody Gandalf the White, hobbling about. Oh, dear. I enjoyed the movie, I really did. The fact it didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go meant that maybe that's why people don't find it as satisfying. Maybe, I don't know. Whether you like the movie or not, if you hated the movie, then all the power to you. I loved it. I'm kind of curious to hear as to why people didn't like it, if you didn't like it. By all means, leave some comments in the comment section below, whether you watch this on. This is the spoiler video, so don't have to worry as much about spoilers, but always put a little preface before you put your comment, just in case someone accidentally clicks on this. We want to be kind, we want to be good, we want to have a nice civilised discussion here on the internet as best we possibly can do, but hope you enjoy the video. Do the usual YouTube thing of liking and whatever. I'm now going to have a lie down and edit this because I feel very, very ill now.